Hey, I'm Costello, Master Sommelier, and throughout the video, you're going to see Dottie, an Italian Greyhound. She's 9 years old. She's wearing a little pajama bottoms and a top. Favorite color is purple, although she likes green also. She's going to be joining us throughout this tour of the AVAs of Santa Barbara County. We're going to jump into each of the 6 AVAs located throughout Santa Barbara, as well as the one which should be the 7th AVA as soon as it's approved by the TTB. I hope you enjoy this and stick to us if you want to learn a little bit more about the AVAs of Santa Barbara, what makes each of those regions different, and the wines of Nacido and Solomon Hills Estates. First, we'll get into Santa Maria Valley. Santa Maria Valley is the oldest of the AVAs, or American viticultural areas, in Santa Barbara. It was actually created in 1981 as the 3rd AVA in all of the United States. It came right after Augusta in Missouri in 1980, and at the same time as Napa Valley. Arguably, Napa Valley is one of the more famous AVAs in all of the United States, but Santa Maria was created, in fact, in the same year. Santa Maria actually is an east and west mountain range and home to some of the sandiest, lightest soils in all of the region. It's also one of the coldest appellations in the whole United States, averaging only about 74 degrees in the growing season, which is totally different compared to something like Willamette Valley, which averages 100 degrees. What it does is keep the wines bright, fresh, and linear, and gives us a nice little spice backbone. It's one of the hallmarks of what Santa Maria Valley is most known for. As we move south into the San Ynez Valley, this is the largest appellation of all of Santa Barbara, and is home to the cooler region of Santa Rita Hills, all the way to the west near Lompoc, and then Happy Canyon all the way to the east, where we have Cabernet, Merlot, and some of the richer varietals. Because of the nature of San Ynez Valley, most people choose to put the sub-AVAs or nested AVAs on their labels as opposed to the whole San Ynez Valley. But the great part about it is if you want to make a blend, something that has cranberry, crunchy fruit in the west and something a little more powerful and rich like blackberries or blueberries from the east, you can blend those two together and create one single appellation under the Santa Ynez Valley AVA. When we talk about Santa Rita Hills, Santa Rita is actually a nested AVA within the Santa Ynez Valley, and it's the westernmost part of the Santa Ynez Valley. A small portion of it sticks out further west in Lompoc, but this is a region known mostly for Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. However, some great producers create some Syrah from the area as well. Typical day starts off at 10 o'clock in the morning with a marine layer of fog that covers the whole region. As it starts to blow off, you get about 2 to 3 good hours of sunshine where the region starts to warm up before the cool afternoon winds come in and cool everything off. This is common in most of the region and what gives us the chance to have balanced wines where you have beautiful California sunshine without too much richness to the wines themselves. The amazing thing about the Santa Rita Hills is that there's 1,700 acres planted in only about 10 square miles. So everything is super compact. It's a great region to visit because you can leave the town of Buellton, traveling on your way to Lompoc, and see dozens of vineyards off to the east and west, north and south, and stop along the way to taste each. In the heart of this region is the wine ghetto, where a bunch of producers all get together in these large warehouse buildings and essentially produce wine in small production. In fact, some of them get together where 5 or 6 wineries are making their wine in small batches in one single space. It's kind of amazing to see how close and connected the winemakers of Santa Rita Hills really are. Now, as we move towards the east, we're going further inland, getting closer towards the Los Angeles basin. And with that, we tend to lose some of the wind strength and get a little bit more richness and power to the wines. This is the home of Happy Canyon of Santa Barbara, one of the newer AVAs created in the region, and really home to the Bordeaux-styled wines. When you think of Cabernet, Merlot, Cab Franc, and Sauvignon Blanc, you should really think of Happy Canyon. They tend to have a little bit more alcohol, but always have the finesse that Santa Barbara is known for. Now, as we move north to the Ballard Canyon area, this is located just north of the town of Buellton, in between Los Olivos. And it's a canyon that runs north and south. The great thing about this is, like traditional warm growing regions like Napa Valley, Sonoma, Columbia Valley, there's a little bit of heat that is trapped by the running hillsides. And this is where we can find interesting, unique varietal blends, things like Sangiovese, Grenache, Syrah, Cabernet, Merlot. In fact, some of the more powerful wines that come out of Santa Barbara are located here in Ballard Canyon. Generally, you'll see a little bit more new oak, a little bit more power to these wines. And to me, they always tend to have those kind of Napa Valley-esque characters, not unlike what you would find in many of the regions that are warmer all around the world. Now, our last true AVA is the Los Olivos District. This is actually located just north of the town of Solvang, right around where Los Olivos and Ballard are located, and to the western portion of the Happy Canyon AVA. This is probably one of the most uniform terroirs we have in all of the region. It's a relatively flat topography that's located just in a depression, mostly on alluvial or soils left behind by rivers. This is just south of Lake Cachuma, which in the region gives us a little bit more weight to the wines, but mostly from the soil. We can still grow Pinot Noir here, as well as other warm varietals like Cabernet, Merlot, and Syrah. And last but not least, while I mentioned that there are only 6 AVAs in all of Santa Barbara, we typically count Los Alamos Valley as our upcoming 7th AVA. This has actually been approved by the TTB, but hasn't gone through yet from the petition process. Most of the AVAs in the region were written primarily based upon the differences to them, which is totally a unique concept when we talk about usually geography being the most dominant character. As AVAs start to develop more and more in America, they really are trying to find different and unique characters to the wines, as opposed to simply drawing a geography and calling that area a new AVA or American viticultural area. So I hope you enjoyed this talk about the AVAs of Santa Barbara County, the 6 major ones and the 7th one that's coming online. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below or send us an email at info@biennacidoestate.com. And of course, if you'd like to try the wines of Bien Nacido and Solomon Hills Estates wines, please visit us at biennacido estate.com to try these small production family-owned wines. Thanks so much.